We're from Tethered Spaniards, and today I'm at Birchleaf Brooks with Sarah Hart, and we're going to learn a little bit more about how the store came to be and plans for the future, hopefully. So,
absolutely.
Can you tell us a little bit about yourself, kind of your love for reading, and how this kind of came to fruition?
So, my name is Sarah Hart. I have been, for the last 3 years, I was the manager of Honeybee Brunchery, and I absolutely loved it. I got to meet people from all over the world, all over Kansas, all over the United States, and I just really enjoyed that social aspect of it. But after 3 years, I felt like I was kind of inspired to do something on my own and add my own special thing to Humboldt. So I read as an escape from stress, and when I'm caught up in a book, I can just let all my other worries go, and so I really love that about reading, and I just love being here in the bookstore and having whatever book I want to read at whatever time available.
Yes. So what kind of made you choose the location?
Okay, well, I wanted it to be like on Humboldt's Main Street. I wanted to have good foot traffic, so I could leverage people who are coming in and out of the other businesses here on the square. This is probably the busiest block in Humboldt, in the downtown area at least, so it was important to be here where everything else was. I want people to be able to plan an evening, like dinner at Cozy's, stop by the bookstore, grab some frozen custard at Halsey's, have a drink at the Hitching Post, have like a nightlife scene type of thing. So I'm hoping that will develop more as we go further.
Yeah. Now, have you always been a reader, or?
I haven't always been a reader. I probably read when I was little. I don't really remember. But about, a few months ago, I had a really big project due, and I was really stressing myself out over it and just reworking every little detail of everything that I had done. And I decided I needed to take a break, and I picked up my daughter's copy of In Cold Blood that was sitting on our china cabinet, and I just dove into it, and I spent the next week, every evening over the next week, reading for 2 or 3 hours each night, and it was like I had no stress at all when I was reading. So it really helped me.
So would you say that was kind of one of the inspirations for the bookstore itself, or?
Yes, it is. And I also wanted the bookstore to be kind of a small resistance in the world that we're living in now, where so many things are in jeopardy, and I wanted to give people a place to come and feel safe and enjoy time and hang out, come to book club, whatever it is that we're doing. I hope people will come here and feel welcomed, and I hope that people who are traveling to Humboldt will come in and enjoy the store and feel good about being here in Humboldt. And I think there's a little bit of unexpectedness with what we're trying to build here in Humboldt. So we want to give beautiful spaces and a great experience and have people go back to wherever they're from and say, oh my gosh, you have to go there. And while you're there, stop at the bookstore, or stop at the Honeybee, or stop at Cozy's, those kind of things. So, yeah.
Now, I know I was here on opening day, and you had author M.A. Kilpatrick here, and I know you've got another author coming in on the 18th of this month, I believe?
On the 19th of this month, I have D.A. Powers coming, and she's a children's author. She was raised in Baxter Springs and now lives in Joplin. So she has written 2 books called Squeak and Cowboys and Queens, and they make up the Asher Chronicles. They're kind of like a coming of age for middle grade kids. Like, how do you deal with a new school, a new stepdad who's your 5th grade teacher, the mean girls, you know, all those different things.
Right.
And they're really cute books and really very well written and beautifully illustrated. So I'm excited to have her here. We also have, in August, we have an author named Dylan Thayer, who's from Wichita, and he has written a horror book. And then in September, we have author Morgana Black, who has written her first book of it's called The Sorrow of Shadows, and it's a series. And we had some of those books on hand for opening day, and they sold out very quickly. So now we're restocked with those, and she'll be here in September.
Nice.
Yeah.
Now, also, you mentioned you had a book club.
Yes. I have a book club. It started out as like a Wednesday night book club, and I only opened like 10 seats because we don't have a very big space in the back, and I didn't want it to be too overly crowded. And it filled up very quickly. So I opened another session on Thursday night, and it's almost completely full. We've met one time. This week will be the second meeting for the Thursday night book club, and then the Wednesday night book club will meet again next week. We have a third book club that is going to start at the end of July. It's a history and politics book club. So it will cover like recent U.S. history and American politics. The first book that they're going to read is Heather Cox Richardson's Democracy Awakening. So then they'll choose the next book after that and how frequently they meet.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Now, you also have a children's story time too.
We do. Yeah. I'm trying to kind of figure out which days are best for things. So every month I'm trying to do at least one story time, at least one author visit, and hopefully get into a routine of like the second Saturday is story time and the fourth Saturday is an author visit or something like that. So our next story time will be July 12th, and we will be reading Noodle and the No Bones Day, which is a really cute book about a dog that decides whether he's going to get up and do anything that day or not.
Sounds cute.
Yeah, it is adorable.
Now, when it came to the name of the store, how did that come about, or was it always set as Bridge Street Books?
Well, sometimes I feel like people put too much thought into their name and it gets overly complicated and overly intellectual.
It is true.
And so we are here on Bridge Street in Humboldt, and I'd like the alliteration of Bridge Street Books. And yeah, it just kind of always was the plan.
Nice.
Yeah.
And I know on Facebook yesterday you had posted that the hours had changed. You are now 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. Central Standard Time every day.
Every day. Yeah.
Is it before that? I know
We were doing 1 to 6 Sunday through Thursday, and 10 to 8 on Friday and Saturday. But we think maybe we're missing people who are out at the other businesses or out in town in the mornings on the weekdays, and so we're just gonna try to see how this works, and we may end up with a combination of both, but we'll see how it goes. And you know, we're new to this, just like everyone's new to having a bookstore. So we're all learning as we go, and we'll take it one day at a time, and we'll figure it out, and if we have to pivot, we will.
Now I know I've gotten some pretty great reads from here.
Oh, good.
I actually have two. I got 2 blind dates. One was Things We Hide from the Light, and my recent one that I got just the other day was a science fiction, Dune.
Oh, yeah.
Which I haven't gotten to get into those yet, but I'm excited to.
Yeah.
I've also gotten some classics like Wizard of Oz, The Jungle Book, Haunted Andersen's Fairy Tales. You've got some up here on the shelf that I'm still eyeing.
We have classics, we have cookbooks, we have local authors, we have children's books, romance, romantasy, thrillers, regular fiction, nonfiction. We try to have a little bit of everything, and if there's something that someone wants that we don't have, we're happy to try to order it in if we can, and get it here as quickly as possible.
Awesome. Now, speaking of genres, are there certain genres you yourself prefer over others? Some that you don't really want to touch?
As for myself, my own personal reading, there's nothing that I won't read. I do have to be careful though with some horror books, and I can't do hurting children, and I can't do hurting animals to a certain extent, and I'm happy to read the book, and I'll just kind of skip over those parts.
Yeah.
But I do find myself more drawn to fiction. I really like historical fiction.
Mm-hmm.
I like feminist historical fiction. Kristen Hanna is great with The Nightingale and The Women.
Nice.
I'm excited to get into more of her books that should be coming in the next couple of weeks. But yeah, I'll read anything. I also like memoirs. I'm a big fan of documentaries, so memoirs, accounts of a certain event, I will read that all day long.
Nice.
Yeah.
Well, I know this has definitely been my favorite place since you guys opened. So I know I covered, like I said, I covered opening day, and I haven't been able to stop thinking about this place. So I do encourage everybody to come down, and you do have a website.
We do. It's bridgestreetbooks.net.
And you're also on Instagram and Facebook.
Yes.
And I'll link those in the description of the video below, so
wonderful.
People can kind of mosey on over and see what you guys are about. And if they're in the area, or if they would like to make a trip to Humboldt, they can come in and
absolutely
see ya. And
we'd love for everyone to come in and check out the store. We have some other fun things besides just books. We have our Bridge Street Books t-shirts that are for sale. We have tote bags, we have little note cards, we have pins. So there's all kinds of things. We have some book nooks, puzzles. Over the holidays, we're gonna have tons of stuff coming in. So yeah,
awesome.
Check back here for that.
I can't wait to see how things go.
I can't either.
Because this is a very cozy store, It's not the over commercialized,
Yeah. Well, we're trying to go for warm and welcoming and inviting, and come in, hang out, visit, sit on the couch, read a book, do whatever you want.
Right. Now, has that always been kind of the vibe you were going for?
Yeah.
Or has it changed
Absolutely. No. We've always wanted the bookstore to be a place that people just felt comfortable. My most recent professional background is in hospitality, and I want it to be a bookstore with the hospitality of like fine hotels or fine dining restaurants, where you just really do feel welcomed when you come in, and you feel like you're part of the family.
Oh yeah.
And
I definitely say you succeed at that.
Oh, well, thank you. Thank you.
You can ask, anybody who, might know me or my viewers, because anytime I get a book from here or whatnot, I'm always posting. I'm always making sure I'm tagging or whatnot.
We appreciate that so much.
I appreciate you let me come in and, talk with you and
Absolutely.
let my viewers get to know you.
Of course.
And I'm hoping everything continues to go well. And
I do too.
I can't wait to see what else you've got in store in the future.
Yeah, me too. We want this to be really event heavy, so watch for updates of upcoming events.
Oh yeah.
So yeah, it'll be fun.
Yeah, I appreciate the time. And
Absolutely.
opportunity to actually get to sit down and talk to you.
Well, and I appreciate you, Sue Ellen. You've been such a supporter of the store.
Of course.
From day one, and I hope we can continue to work together on things like this.
Oh, definitely.
Yeah, I love it.
Great. Well, that will conclude today, and as always, happy reading.